That's right, I am handing out backstage passes the way honorable members hand out insults in Parliament. Hi, guys, and welcome to this episode of Rolene's Rendezvous. Today, Martin Bester and Jacques Terre'Blanche is shooting a brand new music video for their collaboration on Face the Facts. I am going to give you an exclusive behind-the-scene look on Martin's success to being a successful radio host and Jacques' key to having ABS brakes without a car. Stay right where you are. Martin, I'll get you a bit later. But Jacques, I'm going to focus on you now. Welcome to Rolene's Rendezvous.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, in one short sentence, how would you describe Face the Facts?
Epic. That's not a sentence, that's one word. Just a soothing example of great production and fusion.
Fusion, that's my favorite word right there. Now, they say that sounds without pictures kind of forces your brain to create your own pictures in your mind. What type of car, animal, and color would you like people to associate you with?
Wow. I wasn't expecting that, really. But, sure. Animal, I think... something rather calm with a bit of feist, so maybe a lion, you know. Mm-hmm. They like to chill, but yet they love to hunt as well.
Yes.
So I think that's a good choice there. Car, maybe an old Fuller, because I like vintage. Mm-hmm. And it brings back a lot of like memories, nostalgia, I think. So I'd go with an old Beetle. And what was the other one? Color. I'd have to go with green. Green is just a great color.
They say it's difficult to cut someone's hair over the phone because in person it just changes the game and it's more practical, you know?
Okay.
What would you have liked to discuss with your audience you haven't been yet able to do?
Jeez, like Raylene, these are very tough questions. And such an interesting analogy, that one. But I reckon it would have to be pretty much the creative process. You know, creative process that goes into something like today, the prep that we do leading up to something like this, and also in studio writing a song, just being able to discuss that and sort of tap into the creative process of what it is we do as artists.
I have a statement here saying you didn't choose music chose you. How do you feel about that statement, and do you think it rings maybe true in your life?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but I literally was singing before I could speak. In that sense, I guess it did choose me. It was something that I literally was born with, and it would never let me go, and I would never let it go.
Looking at shapes in, preschool, you learn circles, rectangles, triangles. But for some reason, I cannot describe or find a category to describe the shape you're in. I think the only shape I can describe you to be in is the best shape that you're in. Is that coincidence or something that you are passionate about?
Figuratively or literally speaking now?
No, literally. It's not a trick question, kids.
Well, you never know with you, really, based on the previous questions. But it is something I obviously concentrate a lot on. I think healthy body, healthy mind. We are talking about shape body-wise, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Just want to check. But I was a Springbok gymnast for 14 years of my life. So that, when that came to an end, it was something I had to maintain. I cannot do without exercise. It literally keeps my mind healthy. And it keeps me inspired. So that's pretty much that.
And would you say you have a 5-year plan?
I was asked that question 10 years ago, and no, that plan still hasn't come to.
Because life happens.
Yeah, life happens. I think this industry, it throws you curveballs all the time. You branch out, you're in different avenues, you're teaching, you're singing, you're gigging. And I mean, that's the beautiful thing about what it is we do. The industry allows you to branch out. And that's why I think we all hang on like we do. Because I've often said, if it weren't for my passion and for my drive, I would have given up a long time ago. Because it is a difficult game, but my passion has literally kept me going. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Martin, welcome to Rolene's Rendezvous.
I feel welcome. Thank you so much, Aline. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, I kind of grew up as a millennial with your voice on the radio, and I'm a little bit starstruck right now. I'll be very honest. I'm nervous. Can you tell? Would you say you would ever be starstruck by anyone, and why?
Yeah. Sometimes people say it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I think you always need to be a fan of somebody's. I think it keeps you grounded and ambitious and dreaming. Yeah, so I'll definitely. I've had the opportunity to interview a lot of people and a lot of people that I love, and you do get starstruck, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. It's fantastic. The day that you're over everybody, I think you just pack it up.
Now, in one short sentence, how would you describe Face the Facts?
It's quite an honest song. It's very real. Jacques has written it. It's easy to understand. It's about homecoming. It's about comfort. It's about straying and getting back to purpose. And it's just the kind of song that Jacques wrote so well, because when you hear it for the first time, you just get it. It just resonates with you. It's just one of those tracks. It's a great track.
Now, there are many TV programs on DSTV or any other channels, and yet I find that Gautengers or residents in Gauteng still can't get going in the morning without their Jacaranda morning ritual, now taken over by yourself and Tommy Morake and the team. How do you feel to be part of that hype?
Morning radio is always incredible. Taking over a show is always painful, because people are very loyal to something and they grow to love something. So when you step in, it's change. People don't like change. So there are days where it's tougher than other days, because in a digital age and social media and stuff, you got to take it on the chin and be tough. But at the end of the day, to be on people's radio in the morning and in their car and part of their routine to get their day started is just a privilege. It's amazing. It really is. It's fantastic. The energy, the vibe, especially, broadcasting here with two cities around us, Johannesburg and Pretoria. It's really cool.
With the competitive industry that you are kind of part of, how do you stay true to yourself and to your music that you want to write and record?
I think when it comes to music, I always try and separate it from anything else in the industry. Such a harsh word. I have no expectations. I have no limits on it. I don't allow anybody to impose expectations on it. When it comes to music, it's just about feeling exactly what I want to do. No parameters, no expectations, and absolutely no rules or anything apply when it comes to music. That's how I feel about music. And the day that it changes, I hate it.
Now, I perceive you to be, I'm going to use an Afrikaans word, baanbreker in your career and yourself as a person and as a brand. Who would you say tells you no and it sticks?
Sure. That is a more profound question than I think you'll ever realize. Because when you stop for a moment, sometimes, when it comes to performing, I love performing. I'm very comfortable performing. But sometimes when you meet people, when you're not performing, it gets awkward, because there are moments where you think, what are they expecting me to be? And are they going to be disappointed?
Yeah.
That's why for me, it would just be easiest if I just perform or broadcast and never ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the same for Jacques, but so you should never allow yourself to do that. But, we're all human and you never want to disappoint people. But quite frankly, the most interesting part of me would be in what I do, songwriting or singing or broadcasting and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm a very small group person, just hanging out with friends, very close friends. So that comes in when you meet strange people, not strange people, strangers and strange people.
Yeah.
And they may have had different expectations of you that you can never meet.
In the words of Martin and Jacques, you just gotta face the facts. Face the fact that, first of all, their saying really goes, goed, beter, Martin, bester. Second of all, that we would all really want to feel Jacques' abs instead of feeling sick. And third of all, we didn't choose music. Music chose us. So guys, thank you so much. That's all I have for today's episode. I would like to specially thank Little Rock Studios and Infinite PR. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for future entertainment, and thank you for experiencing this episode with me. Remember to stay warm and keep left past right. Come on, man. See you on the next episode.
In hell.
I'm so glad I'm going to go first.
I'm just watching his face going, is that possibly what?
Bro, I'm still an animal.